Hello everyone, I'm Vaishnavi Mankala, currently pursuing PCDM second year at Sivaswani Institute of Management. The company that I'm going to review on is Reckitt Benckiser. Let us go through it. Uh, Reckitt Benckiser is basically a British multinational consumer goods company established in 1823 by Johann A. Benckiser. Its current CEO is Mr. Lakshman Narasimhan and its current chairman is Mr. Christopher A. Sinclair. The categorized products of it are into hygiene, health, and nutrition categories. Coming to its history, Johann E. Benckiser started it in 1823 in Germany, UK, and then Reckitt and Sons started it in 1840 in Hull, England. Then its first acquiry of some other company was of Hapic Laboratory in 1932, and the first overseas company that it established was in Australia in the year 1886. These are the mission and vision statements of RB. Reckitt Benckiser was globally present in more than 190 countries in every part of the world, with its presence in every continent. It has 54 manufacturing facilities with more than 40,000 plus employees. Coming to its brand portfolio, since 1818 with Mortein till now in 2020 with Botanica, Reckitt Benckiser has established a great goodwill with its patents. Few of its top competitors are Johnson and Johnson, McBride, Henkel, Unilever, and Procter and Gamble. Coming to pestle analysis, it is politically unstable in Pakistan and there are many opportunities arising due to globalization. Coming to economical aspect, the demands in developing countries are not stable, which is weakening it. Coming to social aspect, the social movement towards environment awareness, that is the awareness that this company creates is helping it to boost up itself. Coming to technological aspect, the technological innovation is very high, that it is booming its sales. Coming to the environmental aspect, the products that this company produces are very environmentally friendly. And coming to the legal aspect, the products that this company produces are having its own patent rights. Coming to the Porter's five forces model, there are five aspects in this. First aspect is, or the first force is bargaining power of sellers. The threat is very low in this force. Coming to bargaining power of buyers, the threat is medium in this because there are a good number of buyers. And coming to bargaining power of competitors, it is very low. The threat is very low since there are less number of competitors. Coming to threat of substitutes, this is a medium threat because people can go for purchasing a copyright and then uh, go on producing it. Then intensity of competitive rivalry, this is high in this aspect. Coming to market presence, the company's products are categorized into three categories: hygiene, health, and nutrition, as I have stated earlier. Coming to the hygiene segment or category, there are the brands or the products that we have are Vanish, Mortein, Harpic, Airwick, Lysol, and Finish. Out of all these, the revenue that was brought out in 2019 was 5 billion pounds, while the market size was 70 billion pounds. Coming to the health category, the various brands that are under the health category are Strepsils, Dettol, Airborne, Nurofen, Durex, etc. The revenue for 2019 in this category is 4.8 billion pounds, while the market size is of more than 250 billion pounds. Then coming to nutrition category, the brands under this category are Enfamil and Nutramigen. In this segment or category, the 2019 revenue was 3 billion pounds, while the market size was 55 billion pounds and the customer lifetime value is of $2,000. Coming to ratio analysis, as we could see here, the current ratio is usually increasing from 2016 to 2018, and then there has been a fall till now in 2020. And coming to debt equity ratio, the debt has been increasing from 2016 to uh, 20 uh, when overview is checked. And then coming to net profit margin, the net profit margins have been reduced from 16 to 20, while there were huge profit margins in 2018. Then coming to return on assets, there was a continuous decrease while the return on assets have fall down to negative in the year 2020. Coming to the future plan of Reckitt Benckiser, it is planning to invest £2 billion over next 3 years, which will be funded by P&L investment, productivity program, transformation costs, and there will be a capital expenditure. Then coming to productivity program, it is planning to produce £1.3 billion over next 3 years with its end-to-end operations, fixed cost improvement, and commercial levers. Then coming to its corporate social responsibilities. As stated earlier, it is doing social awareness by raising awareness that 1 in 3 around the world do not have a toilet with Harpic brand. And then with the Durex brand, it is saying that contribute to the fight against STIs and foster family planning. Then with Finish brand, it is saying ease the burden of dishwashing and conserve water. And then also same social responsibility awareness is being transmitted to general public with some other brands also. Coming to its awards and recognitions, it is recognized as a Gigaguru, and in the year 2019, it's been placed as CDP Climate Disclosure Leader, and then now it is a member of Dow Jones Sustainability Indices, and in the year 2018, it has achieved the 8th annual Best in Biz Awards, and then it is also one of the 238 companies included in S&P Europe 350 ESG. Coming to a few of the recent happenings in Reckitt Benckiser are Mr. Lakshman Narasimhan was recently placed as the global CEO in September 2019, while it is also trying to expand its market share in pain relief segment and also trying to bring out a new product in the male grooming category. And it is also trying to increase investments in Banika Swachh India campaign. And then it is also there is also a betting on middle class, which says Reckitt Benckiser spends big to get in e-commerce edge. So that is all about Reckitt Benckiser. Thank you.